So the first skill that you need to master as a videographer is how to film handheld. What's that? You don't know how to film handheld? Don't worry, Uncle Si's on the case. Cue B-roll.
Hello? Yeah, love, you alright? Yeah, I'm just out. Hello? 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 Oh, this reception is so...
What's happening, people, and welcome back to another video. And yes, all of that B-roll that you just saw, it was all filmed handheld. Before we get into the video, I just want to tell you guys how much I truly love you all, each and every one of you. When I posted my first 2-camera video last week, we had 31 subscribers. Today, at the time of filming this video, I'm blown away. 62 people. Guys, I love you. Thank you. So when I first started as a videographer, I was always scared of filming handheld because it just sounds terrifying, right? You know, all those shaky movements, all the jerks, like, am I gonna be able to hold my hand steady? But then I realized I've been married for 15 years. So if I can master that, I can master this. I haven't actually mastered marriage yet. I don't think anyone really can master marriage. If you have any tips, let us know in the comments. So just as a side note, when I was filming the B-roll for this particular video, I ran into a massive problem. The footage wasn't jerky enough, so in post, I actually had to add more camera shake to make it a little bit more believable. I mean, what a crazy problem to have. I don't actually have enough shake in my footage. So basically, when do you shoot handheld? And the answer is simple. Anytime you want to. Dudes, you're the videographer, you're the storyteller, you're the creative genius making the video. You're not bound by any rules or limitations, except the rules and the limitations that you place upon yourself. You want to go film a drama handheld? Go for it. You want to film a comedy handheld? Do it. You want to film a romance movie handheld? Hey, go nuts. All right, so let's kick it off with the first tip that I ever received. And that was actually from YouTuber Daniel Schiffer. His handheld B-roll and his handheld filming is immense. In one of his videos, he says something that really struck a chord with me. He said,
"Don't be a gimbal."
And it's true. I mean, you're filming handheld, right? So why would you want to imitate being a gimbal? We know what a gimbal shot looks like, right? So why would you then want to try and emulate exactly the same gimbal movement? It doesn't make sense. The idea is that you embrace the handheld style of filming. You know, you got to change your mindset towards it. In all honesty, a little bit of camera shake and a little bit of movement, in my humble opinion, makes a big difference. I've always found that it's always helped me tell a much better story. And I think that we need to accept the fact that when we are filming handheld, no matter how steady your hands are, we are never going to be able to achieve that gimbal feel, that smooth, silky. We can't, but we can take steps to make it as smooth as possible. Now, don't forget, when you're filming handheld, you're able to get so many different perspectives. And that's one of the first things that you need to do when you are filming handheld. There's no point filming like this from a point of view style. Seriously, anyone can see that. The whole idea of filming handheld is to get yourself in a unique position and show people a frame that they don't usually see from an angle that they don't usually get to see it in. For example, you know, when you're filming, rather than holding it up here and, you know, going click, 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 filming away, come down a little bit, you know. This will really enable you to get some real interesting shots. And trust me, you just seen the B-roll that I've done, and that B-roll, by the way, it was literally done lastminute.com. I just drove to his house, said, all right, get up, you know, it was like something like 2 o'clock.
Hello.
Salam, bro. Are you in bed?
What you saying? Yeah, man. What's up?
Dude, it's like 10 to 2, yeah? Are you still in bed?
Oh, he's tinted too, no way.
And the reason that I feel that that B-roll has come out pretty well, yes, you may disagree with me and you're more than welcome to, is because I've been able to capture a different perspective from what we normally see. Another key thing in filming handheld is using foreground. Adding foreground to not only your handheld shots, but just generally any shots, will make that scene so much more dramatic. It'll really sell the idea of motion and speed as well, if that's what you're going for. You've probably heard this and seen this in so many other YouTube videos, okay? But it's something that I have to mention, and that is film at a higher frame rate, okay? Whether anything 60 above is fine, 50 above, hey, alright, fine, you'll get away with it. The higher the frame rate is, the better it is for us in post. When we do start editing it, we're able to slow that footage down, and as soon as we slow that footage down, automatically you'll see that the image is far more stabilized, and that's without using stabilization in Final Cut or warp stabilizer or whatever it is in Premiere Pro. Just that slow motion or slowing the footage down a bit, it'll iron out all of those little, you know, those little micro jitters that yo, what's that sound? I'm sure it's not meant to sound like that. Now, one of the first mistakes that I made when I was filming handheld is I would just go everywhere, and that's wrong. You should not do that. Every shot should have purpose. If you're panning to the right, continue panning to the right. If you're going to the left, continue going to the left. If you're going down, up, continue with that motion. Don't stop that particular motion, because you'll get maybe a second to 2 seconds worth of footage during that movement that you'll definitely be able to use. Whereas if you're running around and just letting all of your hands and arms do weird and wonderful different things, you're not going to get a single decent shot that you can use. Another really important thing about shooting handheld is use a wide lens. A wide lens basically will just get rid of all of those little jitters on the side of the frame and that. It'll give it a much more smoother look. Now, for example, okay, I shot this handheld at 70mm, and you can straight away see the amount of shake. So I basically decided to use a 35mm lens, and straight away you can see the difference between the two, right? One is a lot more shaky than the other one. Now, both these clips haven't been edited, I haven't added stabilization to it, I haven't slowed it down. It's raw, straight out the camera. The only thing I've done is simply color graded it, just so it kind of looks a bit nicer. Generally speaking, I tend to use anything between 24mm up to 35mm. I have on occasion used 50mm, but the footage hasn't been the type that I can actually proudly say, yes, look at that, I filmed it. But at the end of the day, you need to sort of play around with the different focal lengths that you have and just decide for yourself what tells your story the best. Hello guys, Future Saeed here, just editing the video. One thing that I did forget to mention when I was recording the video is that a lot of the cameras nowadays, they come with in-body stabilization, or otherwise known as IBIS, so make sure that you turn that on as well. In addition to that, many lenses actually have a stabilization function as well, so make sure that when you are filming, you do flick that switch. It all helps in telling your story so much more effectively. I'm not too sure how I feel about this, okay, because when I've been shooting handheld, it's worked for me sometimes, and other times it's just been a pain in the butt, and that is putting some weight on the camera. So when I was filming the B-roll and the sequence for this video, I actually did attach my Joby Gorilla Pod. This added some real nice weight, you know, and really helped me sort of capture the center of gravity with the camera, especially with the sort of angles that I was trying to get my big body into. Give it a shot, try it, see what you think, let me know. Does it work for you? Does it not? Is there another form of weight that you want to put on there that works better? I was actually out on a client site, and this is like when I first started, and client hadn't mentioned to me about anything about B-roll or any of the equipment that was going to be there. And when I get there, the client tells me that they've just had a new x-ray machine, you know, set up. So I was like, dude, like, it would be sick to get some really nice B-roll shots like this, but I don't actually have my gimbal. As a videographer, I didn't want to leave the location without capturing the x-ray machine. So I was like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I've seen Peter McKinnon's videos enough times. I've seen Daniel Schiffer's videos tons of times. I got this. I didn't got this. Basically, the mistake that I made, okay, is I hit that record button and I just started filming. Everywhere I was just filming without hitting stop. And when I got back to the studio, I kind of realized that none of the footage that I'd taken could be used. So this taught me a very valuable lesson that I think is going to be key here, and that is to film in short clips. You know, if you're sort of pushing in on something, then hit record, push in, stop record, and pull back out. You can shoot as many clips as you want. The same push in. Do it 10 times, do it 15 times, it doesn't matter. But each clip will be so different from the other one. And you'll find that when you're doing that same movement again, once, twice, 3 times, your hand will get steadier and steadier and steadier. And what I've found in my own humble experience is the 6th, 7th take that I do, that's generally the one that I end up using in my videos. So what happens when you want to take a static shot handheld? There's 2 ways that you could do this. 1, get your camera strap out, get it tense, have all 3 points of contact there, tuck your elbows in, and just really hold your breath and just stand still. And that can work with a bit of practice. But sometimes what I like to do is to sort of add a little bit of movement, just, you know, just a little touch. Because what I find is that that little movement actually smooths out a lot of the shake. Another really good tip that I picked up from Daniel Schiffer, and this is something that I use pretty much every time I film handheld, is what Daniel calls it, the reverse, what is it? It's called reverse fake focus pull. Switch your camera to manual, focusing on the object that you really want to capture. Once you're fully focused, you just simply pull out. And in post, all you got to do is reverse it. That is it. So simple, yet so effective. It's all well and good, you know, for you guys remembering each and every one of these tips and following it religiously, but it doesn't make a difference unless you know how to hold your camera. So you need to have at least a minimum 2 points of contact to your camera. What does that look like? Point number 1, point number 2. 2 points of contact. And straight away, it is so much more smoother. Along with that, okay, you need to sort of pull the camera in as close as you can, for example, to your chest, all right? So if you have it here, so, you know, I'll flip my LCD out and I'll probably keep it here. My elbows are really tight in with my sides, and I'll pull the camera in, and I will actually use my body to move straight away. You know, my big belly will act as an amazing stabilizer, and I'm not saying that you need to have a big belly for it to act smoothly. I mean, to be fair with you, the stronger your core is, easier you'll find it to film handheld. It's just basic physics. How do you actually lock it off? Straight back, elbows in, boom, that's it. You got this. This is what you're maintaining. All other motion is with your body. So if I wanted, for example, you know, pan in, all I got to do is just come in with my body and pull back. Come in with my body and pull back. Let's go a little bit nuts. Let's just add a little rotation. It works, you know, that's all you got to do. What's even better than 2 points of contact? 3 points of contact. And this is how you're going to achieve 3 points of contact. A simple camera strap. Any camera strap will do. And the trick behind this is very simple. You have your 1 point of contact, your 2 points of contact, and your 3rd point of contact. Boom. All you do is you make the strap nice and tight, you know, not so tight that you like end up strangling yourself. Like, we don't want none of that, yeah? Just tight enough, you know, where your elbows are tucked in, you got a good view, you got a stable, you know, stable connection, and that's it. And this is what I use every time I go and film handheld. I will not leave the house without this camera strap if I'm filming handheld. No way, no how. Even if I'm filming with my gimbal and I know that the shots are going to be all gimbal based, this lives in my camera bag. I cannot stress how much of a difference this makes. Here's a bonus tip for you guys as well, okay? If you ever wanted to film POV handheld, very simple. All you got to do is just use the viewfinder, and that's it. So you got 1, 2 points of contact, and then woohoo, your hand is free to do whatever you want to do. Not bad, right? Now, I've given you just a few tips, and trust me, there are loads more tips out there to help you really improve. And if you guys did like this video, then I'll probably try and do another follow-up video to this. Now, there's no right or wrong way to film handheld. It's entirely down to you guys as a creator on what type of feel you want to go for and how you feel your story is best told. Yes, use these tips, you know, practice with these tips. Each of these tips have personally helped me. That's why I can confidently sit here in front of you guys and say to you, look, try this, because if you don't try it, you won't know what works for you and what doesn't. So what are the main takeaways from this video? First of all, hold your camera properly. The more points of contact that you have, the better it is. Pull it close to your chest, lock off your arms, have your camera strap at the ready, and the main thing is practice makes perfect, and all you got to do is just film. So guys, if you have enjoyed this video and if you felt that there has been some value that you've taken away from this, then you know, help a brother out and smash that subscribe button, you know. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, it's going to motivate me to make more videos for you. No, it's not. I just want to build a community of like-minded people who are starting the videography journey, who want to take it to the next level, who have been where I was, you know, right in the beginning, not knowing where to turn. So I just want to be able to get that word out there. So like I said, make sure you smash that button, please.